Hey guys, we are with Applicature together. So I'm Ian, the CEO of Applicature. This is Roman, one of our best developers in smart contracts, and he's been the dedicated developer for one of the parts of Fluence.sh, which is the blockchain library. And Roman, you've been working on the royalty smart contracts for digital assets and stuff like that. So we thought it's a pretty interesting use case for blockchain and smart contracts usage. So what we're going to do right now is walk you through the code base of the smart contracts, show you how elegant, simple, yet thought out the architecture for it is, and hopefully it inspires you for more use cases and implementations on your own. And for sure, if you need any help or you have suggestions, just drop us the line. You can always click follow and subscribe to us, follow all our social channels, sign up to our blog, or just shoot us the email. All right, so now I'm gonna share my screen. And so here we are. This is the root folder for the library of the smart contracts for the royalty management. As always, we can see a couple of folders, which is the typical structure for the Solidity smart contracts. The test folder contains all the tests that checks the positive and negative cases for your smart contract execution. And what is going to be the most interesting for us is the contracts in the contracts folder, apparently. Roman, where would you suggest we start?
I suggest to start from the management contract. It is responsible for managing all the processes and all the related smart contracts, all the parts of our project.
Okay, sounds great. Well, it's a pretty complex one.
No, actually, it's pretty simple.
Cool.
It just is responsible for storing and setting and checking permission of the parts of the smart contract. Like we have three main parts of the smart contract. All of them are described in smart contract, which is called constants. And also we have a small list of permission for this smart contract. This open smart contract constants.
Let's have a look at it.
It is pretty simple, but we using this smart contract we can check all of the main parts of it. First one is the smart contract Cashier, royalty, and contract asset purchase. And we have also two permissions, like we don't need more.
Okay, so these are the permissions, right?
Yeah.
Like what people can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
People or smart contracts.
Right. Yeah.
This is all about information which are interested in the constant smart contract. Let's move back. Also, there we have some like general variables and list of function for setting and dating permissions.
Okay, so basically the registry of the contracts, the registry of permissions, and this seems to be okay. The mapping with the permission in the set is yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, and so the way smart contracts work and talk to the outside world is they can emit events, and the outside world can listen to the events. So one of the first things for me to understand what the smart contract does when I explore smart contracts is actually going to the events and seeing what they're trying to say to the external world in different cases. So you can see that permissions can be set, and it will notify the world about it, and the contract can be registered. Okay, so it's pretty much even repeats what the data structure reflects. Great.
And small list of functions. like the name describes all the process.
Okay. It pretty much seems like this this management structure is something you would move to all the other projects where you want to have more or less a flexible structure.
Yeah, and one place to administrate if you would like to update some prices, some like size of revenue and so on, you can do it via management smart contract. Also, we have the list of contracts. It's royalty, cashier, and asset purchase. Let's continue from the royalty smart contract. Royalty smart contract is based on ERC 721 token, and each of the digital asset is a separate token, and it includes a list of fields which are the most important to describe this asset.
Okay, so basically the price and the date when it's registered, but we could also add any other field that we wanted to describe.
Yes, I'd like to add that ERC 731 also has parameter metadata, and it there we could provide all the needed information, for example, URI related to this asset.
Sounds great. Okay, and it also emits the event digital asset register. Again, when does it do it? Every time when there is a new type of digital asset?
Yes, when new, yes.
All right. So here you're creating the digital asset, which seems like this is the function with additional verification, right?
Yeah. We understand that to avoid the problem with with registering digital assets and to prove that only owner of this asset will register it on our platform, we are going to add some sort of KYC, which will be made via separate API or via backend or via separate smart contract, and using this KYC, we will sign a function for registering, for creating new token.
Okay. Okay, it does the verification, which you've just mentioned. It requires some additional checks, so that's good. And then in the essence, it creates the asset, assigns it to a variable, and emits the event.
Yep.
Okay, great. And so I can see the internal function for the create digital asset. Okay, it's here. So it already indicates the token owner. As I understand, the token owner is the sender.
Yes.
Or okay. Again, the price and the string URL, is this some kind of the metadata or what is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it defines the cashier. Cashier has to forward ethers to the holder.
Yes, in case when we are when this platform, when the option of creation the digital asset will be paid, we can forward ethers to the Cashier smart contract, which is responsible for storing and transferring Ethereum. But it is only in case when it will be payable.
Oh, okay. Good. Anything else here, or shall we move forward?
Let's continue.
Okay. Asset purchase? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so as I can see, asset purchase is a pretty simple and short smart contract that it pretty much emits the event as you can see, it doesn't have any variables in it that it stores. And it does the function to purchase the asset. So what it does for sure, oh, okay, so it's a public function, so anybody can call it. It's payable, so you can send Ether on it. It requires that there would be the cashier contract defined, because the cashier contract, as we will see, manages the distribution of royalties. Okay, it defines the royalty contract. And then after that, what it does, it basically...
It is basically gets Ethereum's, transfer them to the Cashier smart contract, and emits the event which inform communities that this asset was purchased. That's all.
Okay. So it got the royalty contract.
Like when you create the like token for some asset, you are going to define the price which you would like to receive, like by using this asset, and we just need to verify that we received like this amount of Ethereum.
Okay, so pretty much the logic happens here. Am I right?
Yeah.
So when we go to Cashier, and we're gonna go to pretty much one of the not many functions here. Okay, it does record the purchase.
Regarding this function, it receives all the Ethereums when somebody purchases the asset, and to avoid the problem with storing the Ethereums with possible hacks, we are decided to do like in the next way, when we are transferring all the Ethereum directly to the owner of the asset and to the holder of the platform revenue.
Okay. So it defines the management contract. It defines the platform profit. Okay, by basically taking the percentage that you have registered somewhere. And then what you do, you transfer the ethers to the platform holder address. And you're transferring the royalty to the owner of the digital asset.
Yep.
Okay, that's great. And what does this function do?
This function is for transferring, for forwarding Ethereum to the holder of the platform when, in case when we have like a payable option for the registering new assets.
Oh, I see. Only for that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Anything else?
I don't know. I suppose that's all. Like manage it is like a small contract which like which is additional. It help us to manage like some products.
Okay, it's so small that it doesn't even load. All right. Well, anyway, let's get back to our window. Okay, let's stop sharing. Hi again, guys. So you were able to see how simple, elegant it is, yet so many different, checks and requirements and certain bulletproofness for the future scalability, which is great. Roman, thanks for being with us and sharing all the updates about the smart contract. Guys, if you have any questions, just post them in the comments, and we are super happy to help you with any responses. Bye, till later.
Bye.